Hi, and welcome back. This is part 4 of Possession, Attachments, and Resolution. I'm Brian Berkmeyer, your host. In the previous segments, we've reviewed the ideas of possession and attachments, and in the last session, we took an actual example from one of my clients, a case study. The name has been changed, of course. For these videos, we're calling her Judith, and Judith came to me to resolve her issues with body weight. Like many, she would lose weight only to gain it back again, and it was causing some health issues for her. Under hypnosis, we found 7 attachments, 5 female, 2 males, and in the last segment, we assisted the males to leave, freeing her from their influence forever. In this segment, we'll deal with releasing the female attachments. The process is very similar, but there are some differences that we need to address. I begin working with the attachments of the gender opposite the client. I want to create the most obvious reasons as to why it is that these attachments it's in their best interest that they leave. If in fact the attachment has been trying to fulfill its own needs by attaching to someone not of their gender, the likelihood that this attachment is already frustrated is fairly high. My job is to build rapport. If this is truly a spirit that formerly had a human consciousness, they're going to relate to us, to you, to me, exactly the way they related to others, as a human being would. If this is merely a construct of Judith's subconscious or other part of her mind that we're not aware of, then again, it's still based in human form. So develop a relationship, develop empathy, develop that connection, just as you would with a real live human being. Using this process, at which I've amended from Dr. Edith Fiore's work that we referenced in the first video, to create an image of a wonderful place filled with laughter and loved ones that's just been waiting for them all of this time. They were just making themselves miserable by not accepting it. And to see the young, youthful, healthy, and in some cases, particularly with male, vigorous bodies, it takes very little urging to get them to leave. In fact, it isn't unusual for the ideomotor signals to cease altogether halfway through this process. It's like walking through an empty building at that point saying, "Hello, hello, where did everybody go?" When that happens, I simply ask the subconscious or spiritual guides to verify that all the attachments departed, and then I complete a cleansing and healing process similar to soul retrieval, in which I request all of the appropriate helpers, whoever is there to assist, to heal, cleanse, and retrieve any part of the client, their mind, body, and soul that may have been lost along the way as a result of these attachments, ensuring that they are complete and whole, and to guarantee that it is not possible for the departing or anything like them to ever return or attach. This process is particularly important when dealing with weight and addiction issues. Leaving voids can lead to binging on whatever it is that they are trying to be free to feel that emptiness inside. I'm always careful to respect the beliefs and traditions of the client. After all, they are the important ones here. I don't request the angels of light or warrior angels as some authors do. What happens if the client's core beliefs and traditions expressly prohibit belief in such things? I simply suggest to them that they bring in any assistance that they may require to ensure that they are cleansed, healed, and complete, free from any void. In dealing with attachments of the same gender as the client, I will again ask, is there any one of you that can speak for all? Often it is the case, but when it isn't, simply ask if there's a group of them that could choose one to speak for all of them, and if you get the yes finger, determine the number and note that you'll need to work with the others, the remaining, in smaller groups or perhaps one-on-one. Take good notes here, because you may find that one of the remaining attachments all of a sudden identifies as something different. Not to worry, just be aware. There may also be situations where an attachment or a group of attachments will block others from leaving. In each case, you'll follow the same process. First, you'll determine which one is inhibiting the process. Second, ask to speak directly to the inhibitor. Third, develop rapport by asking questions to determine what is important to the inhibitor. 4, bring in the guides, teachers, friends, and loved ones of the inhibitor. Not necessarily the client, but the inhibitor can have their own group of these to explain exactly what it is that they have been forgoing, and what a shame it is for them to have missed out on such great pleasure, such wonderful experiences. Continue to bring in any assistance that attachment will believe and trust, and let them do the convincing. It isn't necessarily going to come from you, the therapist. The biggest issue I run into with an attachment agreeing to leave is that they do not trust the religious or spiritual imagery that they brought in, or the family members. So it's important to keep encouraging them to bring in any assistance that fits their beliefs and traditions, their understanding, and let that take over. The desire to leave must be greater than the desire to stay. Once that's accomplished, let them go. I found that it's helpful to tell the attachment that the client may even miss them, particularly if they were appearing as that childhood secret friend or the like. The idea that they may be remembered, even if they were troublemakers, seems to make the release easier. Remember, it's my job to get them to go and to close the door so that they never return. I will absolutely manipulate them with my questions and statements to free my client of their influence. Once I'm able to focus on a remaining attachment or group, I ask, are you aware of the process that the male attachments or the previous attachments enjoyed and the existence that was awaiting them? Yes, almost always the answer. If no, that's fine. Start at the beginning. If they've said yes, the next question is simply, is there anything that's keeping you from enjoying the happiness, joy, and freedom like they found? Oftentimes it's no. Then I will go through the same process. Judith blesses you and wishes you well and forgives you for any harm that you've done. And she may even miss you, but it's time for you to go. And she understands that and you understand that. So be safe. Go enjoy all that's been waiting for you. And then bring in, according to any of Judith's beliefs or traditions, whatever help is required to cleanse and fill any voids, retrieve any parts of her mind, body, and soul that may have been lost along the way, filling all with light, cleansing, purifying, and releasing any impact that these attachments may have had, any influence in a negative manner. If the attachment answers it yes, there are things that are keeping them from leaving. Go through the process once again, developing the rapport, bringing in whatever assistance fits their beliefs and traditions as you build that case, so that the attachment knows that they would only be knowingly causing themselves harm by staying. And if in fact they're causing themselves harm as a punishment for something that they did in the past, go through a formal forgiveness routine. We'll develop that more in the future, but forgiveness at all stages of hypnotherapy is a tremendously powerful tool. For right now, I'll leave you with the key that forgiveness doesn't condone or say that something was okay when it really wasn't. It was a bad thing. It shouldn't have happened. Otherwise, there would be no need for forgiveness. What forgiveness does is freeing whomever is doing the forgiving from the shackles, from the chains of that event, allowing them to take the wisdom and the knowledge and to take that and move forward, forever being free of the event again. Thanks again for watching. Next, we'll go over all of the things that can go wrong with this process, what to do when they don't want to go. I know we touched on some of those today, but until then, like, comment, and share, and we'll see you soon.